Yes. We are blinded by the light, blinding lights. But it's still playing. Just kidding. But welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's, even though I can't see you because the sun. But we were happy to have you here to talk about Sequester, episode 8 of season 4, The Bluff. And I'm here with my co-host, Jojo. How's the light treating you?
Oh, it's burning. Blinded. I'm fine. I'm doing okay. How are you? Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Yes, we are coming to you late because I was laying in bed eating food all day on my birthday and I did not want to put on makeup and come on YouTube. So we're doing it today. We're talking about Sequester, episode 8. And if this is your first time on Reality Realness, well then welcome. We are definitely very happy to have you. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Can't do it without you. And we'd love to chat with you in our comment section because that's what we love to do. So what were your overall thoughts of this episode?
Really short. It flew by for me, all 40 minutes and 5 seconds of it. But I'm glad that on Hey Super Tan, it was a short and sweet
episode. Yup.
I love that it was jam-packed. There was no filler. We didn't have to learn about the final 6 and their journey so far. Didn't want to hear about, not that I didn't want to hear about it, but I was happy with a jam-packed episode and we got to the conclusion that I expected right away at the beginning of the episode.
100%. Yeah, the first thing I saw when I looked at it was when I saw 40 minutes, I was like, oh, I wasn't sure if I had the wrong link or if it was somebody talking about the episode. You know what I mean? I was surprised because it's usually been over an hour. So I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if it's a 2-parter or something. And so I was curious as to how the format was going to be, just being so short. But it didn't disappoint. It gave me everything that I needed in an episode. Thank goodness. It wasn't a to be continued. I don't care for those. So yes, I thought it was short and sweet, but I enjoyed it for sure. So it starts off the episode with Jacob visiting Luxury Row. And this is going to be the last time that Luxury Row is part of the game. And also the last round that any advantages or LOSs were going to be able to be played. And the last round that you can call out somebody's vote. So we are getting down to the nitty gritty, the ending of the season. I think, is there going to be 1 episode left or is it going to be 2, do you think?
I think 2.
2?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 2. I think if it was the finale next week, there would be a lot more catch us in the finale of next episode. I think they could do a full episode of the final 4 with the jury, with everything going on. So I think that'll be the grand finale, as we say.
So Jacob tries to pick box number 2 and he was feeling good about it, but it was empty. He tried to do a mini fake out being like, oh my God, there's $2,500 in cash in here. Didn't fake me out. Did he fake you out?
No.
No.
So I kept thinking, if he gets something, the next round is going to be redonkulous. With 2 LOSs in play, another battle pass. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, advantage get-in was on the horizon. Definitely. If he got that, it would have been messy. Well, it would have played out differently, actually, probably. He would, if he had something, he would have been able to maybe use that in the actual twist. You know what I mean? Be like, don't do this because blah, 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 blah. Maybe I'll give you this or whatever. So I don't know. It would have been maybe used for strategy to prevent him from going into the battle match at all, you know?
Yeah, I think if he had come back and said, I have it to specific people, it could have really, if he said it to Josh, if he said it to Natalie or to Muna, that he has the battle pass yet again, people that have already been to the Luxury Row that knows that it exists, there's a chance he's going to have something that could have probably helped him in the round in general. But we'll get to that because that vote could have gone We'll get there.
So Billy doesn't care who comes back. Natalie, of course, wants Jacob to come back because she thinks that Jacob feels that he could beat her and wants to take her to the final two. Muna wants Marcelo to come back because she feels as though Marcelo will work with her. So what do you actually think of Jacob's game? Because it seems as though, like, I think he's playing a very good game, and it seems that Muna's kind of painted the picture that he hasn't been playing a very good game. What do you think in general?
I don't think it's a game that the jury is loving, but I think he said it himself at the beginning of the season that he will do anything. He's willing to shatter outside game relationships. He's willing to be the villain. He's willing to do whatever it takes to get to the end. I think there's a big difference though between doing whatever it takes to get to the end and playing a winning game. And I think that might be what Muna was pointing out, the fact that, you know, Jacob really did lose the respect of Billy, of Muna in that round that he threw Muna under the bus. I get the strategy behind it. I get the move for sure, but I don't know. I don't know if he's necessarily, especially with how the jury is right now. He's not playing the most favored game, but it's going to depend who he's sitting next to if he makes it to the final two, because he can explain what has happened. I think
his game is looking better after this episode. Like the direction of his game, you know, I think it's looking a bit better. So they do have, you didn't want to see them walk down memory lane with the players, but you kind of have a little bit of snippets of each of them being like, the tax specialist from Minneapolis, and kind of just like having the, you know, the sweeping moments and like the, you know, the B-roll footage of them having some intense looks to the camera. I liked it. And I also loved hearing, I don't know if you noticed it, but there was the acoustic version of the Sequester music that was playing in the background. Did you pick it up?
No, but I love the music. That's something I would want to point out in general, that I really think the music brings so much to the production of the show. But I didn't notice that, no.
But you know the music, the Sequester music that I'm talking about, right? No, the one that they play at the end of the episode.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Oh. You know what I mean? Anyways,
on the octave.
That was the music that they're playing, but it was like the piano acoustic kind of version. It was good.
I like that.
She says I like the montage, especially the music, yes, but I think it would really fit better in the finale, but regardless, it was still really cool. Maybe they have something else planned for the finale. You know, she had it all edited out, so I'm sure she planned something. Hi, Joseph. When I saw the montage, I knew we were losing someone big. Don't usually get a montage till Final Four. True, or maybe the episode was shorter than they expected, so they wanted to put in this a little bit of extra stuff.
I mean, honestly, at Final Six, I don't think anyone playing is not big. I'm a fan of each of them in a way. I see each of their games. I think each of them have potential to get to the Final Four, to win for different reasons. Obviously, what happens from here on out is really going to determine where I think my vote would go at the end, or how I personally feel. But I do think all 6 of them are big players.
Yes, I think that any of them kind of could potentially win. Maybe at the end of the episode, we can rank who we think have the highest odds to win. I know that you don't like doing it because everybody's so great and you love them all, blah, blah, blah. But somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. So you're going to have to decide the order. And you're going to go first.
Okay, done.
Sasha, I don't know if I have that book somewhere. I want to know what our lists are looking like, actually. Do you remember who's on your team? I don't remember who's on my team.
Yeah, I have Billy, Natalie, Spencer. I had Muna, and I don't
And you
remember.
have Jacob. You have Jacob.
Do I have Jacob or do you?
You have Jacob.
Fuck.
Remember, I didn't see Jacob. I didn't see Jacob as part of the thing, so I didn't even put him on my list. So I ended up taking Jay West, but I would have taken Jacob 100% over Jay West.
Whoopsie daisy.
I guess I only have Josh. Is everything riding for me on Josh?
And I love Josh, probably like maybe the most besides Billy. Maybe.
I mean, he could do it, but he has a little bit of a harder path, I think.
I don't know. I don't agree with that, actually. I think Josh could, like, lock it up in a couple of scenarios.
Really? I don't
you
think
want to know what I think? That's what I think.
Okay, well, let's see if Josh can pull out the win. Josh, win it for me. I need to win this draft. Because, like, I took some heavy hitters, and they're all gone. I don't know what the list is, but yeah, I think that's it. You have Spencer even? Jesus. Did I have Marcelo? No, you had Marcelo. Okay, hold on. So Joseph says, okay, that is crazy that the final five will start off the finale. It's either a 2-part episode or I think close to 2-hour episodes. No complaints, of course. I mean, for the finale, I don't mind it being 2 parts because it'll probably be like one elimination and then like it would be final 4 on kind of thing would be episode 2, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
I know I just was saying like, I hate to be continued, but if it's kind of like an end of an episode, that's okay. Wait, so I think it would be 2 parts because it would be like episode 9 and episode 10, right? But yeah, maybe she'll air them both the same day, maybe.
No,
you want 2 weeks?
Sure.
Suzanne, I can't wait for the finale because I think everyone left has a good chance at winning. Yes, maybe not Spencer, Slice. I don't see Spencer doing that well. I think that if we're going to rank right now, I would say that he has the least likely chance of winning. Sorry, Spencer, if you're watching.
That's fair.
At this point, Joseph agrees. He says Spencer is screwed. I think Josh has a chance. Josh has a chance against anyone except Billy. Yeah, I don't think anybody can really beat Billy right now.
Yeah.
Especially because she's going to have Muna definitely campaigning for her in the jury house. So Billy, I would say, is the odds-on favorite to win.
Yeah.
I would say Josh is probably next.
Yeah, I think Josh is kicking ass.
Next, then Natalie, then Spencer, I think.
Oh, I might actually switch Jacob and Natalie.
I think that people might respect him in the end for the fact that he pulled Marcelo in there because they kept on being like, oh, you're just going against women or whatever. I know that was Spencer, but like they're also saying that like he was taking the easy route as well and like he should take someone else. I think that he may have redeemed himself and he won fair and square against Muna. I think that saved him a vote with Natalie. So anyways.
I don't know. We'll get, I don't know. I think
better game though, I think, than Natalie, or a game that at least the jury can see. Natalie will have to do a lot of like, she has a lot of explaining to do that I don't think that Jacob will have to do. And I think that Jacob, he's charming enough that I think his apologies might go far, you know?
Yeah. I think it's going to depend on how the rest of it plays out. If Natalie is brought by Jacob to final 2 and it's the 2 of them, sure, I would think that maybe Jacob had a better shot. But Natalie did say to the jury during not the previous episode, the episode before, episode 4, that she really wanted last episode, that she really wanted to go to the end with Jacob because she thought she could beat him. She wants to go to the end with people she thinks she can beat. And so far, after the elimination from this last episode, that's happening. She's still on her way to doing that. So I don't know. I also think a lot of maybe people will want to see a female winner while they're sitting in a jury. That might factor in as well. I don't know. We'll see.
The reason why I don't think that Natalie necessarily has as good a chance is that, so Jacob's come back now from 3 battle matches. He's saved himself also with a battle mass pass. Like, he was able to evade quite a few eliminations. He wasn't afraid of going up against the harder person in these eliminations. Natalie has won 1 battle match, amazing, but it doesn't show necessarily that she was pushing for, like, that she had any agency in the game. And so the move taking out Muna, yes, she was part of it, but Jacob's kind of getting the credit for that. And so I don't know if that credit will fall in favor or against Jacob, but I feel like all the moves that she made, other people will be able to take credit for them. That's what I think. Sam, hi Sam. I wonder if Josh will gain the target back from the first episode now that the LOSs are no longer in play. I think he's going to use the fact that he had an LOS that he did not need to play as part of something that he says in the final 2. So
yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, I don't think he'll gain the target back. I think it will still be Jacob. Yeah, I think it'll still be Jacob. I think that Spencer's pretty locked up with Billy. I don't see Billy going anywhere. Natalie and Billy have like a frenemy relationship, and I don't see them necessarily coming for each other. But I would say that Natalie would take out Billy over Jacob. So they could all rise together and realize that Billy is the strongest or the biggest contender to win. And 3 of them could get together. Like, Josh is smart enough to know that. Natalie already knows that. She was planning on taking out Billy at 6 as well. And Jacob would go along with that because nobody can really win against Billy. So Billy might have a tough battle there too.
Yeah, I think when we got, what was it called? Karmic Ladder?
Karmic Ladder, yeah.
When we got to that point, I gotta say, having 3 people safe at final 6 didn't make it exciting for me. I really would have preferred just seeing 1 person, max 2, because once there was only 3 people up, it felt like Muna was dead in the water regardless. So I didn't really love the fact that there was 3 people at final 6 who could get safety. I think I would have preferred 1, max 2, just to make for more interesting gameplay in general.
So Joseph was saying we had a good idea about how the jury felt about Jacob when he challenged Muna. If that didn't tell you Muna was going to be handed the $2,500 first place prize, I don't know what to say. I'm a Muna fan. I am a Muna fan too. But that's my point, is that Muna would have most likely won against everybody but Billy, maybe. And so if people want to win, they have to take out the person that's most likely favored to win. That's why I think that Billy might be in trouble.
Yeah, I think especially at Final 5, I didn't really think that Billy wasn't going to be in any trouble this episode, especially with everyone like, excuse me, especially with everyone coming in and really helping to fill up her tube fast. I do think a part of it was the fact that people didn't want Muna to have her tube filled that much, and Billy was most likely the only person to use the pail to fill up Muna's tube.
So just to explain the twist. So the twist was called Karmic Ladder, and they basically each had their own cylinders. They had their little, I don't know, it was a scoop. What was a scoop? Bucket, a little bucket.
A little
sand,
pail.
Little pail that they could fill up their opponent's cylinders. So they could not fill up their own, but they could fill up anybody else's. Whoever got to the top first 3, which Jojo was not happy with, we're going to have safety for this round. And the other 3, 1 would be eliminated and could pull one of only the other 2 into a battle match. So I thought that I agreed that the odds were just too high. And yeah, I think that 2 would have worked. And then maybe that they could choose from anybody for a battle match.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. I I guess so. I mean, if I was, say I was Muna during that challenge and I knew that I wasn't getting anything filled up, that's when I would have said, I've got an LOS, I've got a battle pass, I'm not going anywhere this round. So not filling me up, having me not safe means one of you's going. One of the two people that aren't filling up. I think that would have been the time. It's a social strategy challenge. So there is flexibility to get in there and try and mix some stuff up. If she's looking around and sees nobody filling up her tube, you got to strike and throw the shit at the wall and make something happen. So I really was kind of disappointed that she didn't just like get up there and say, attention, attention, here it is. Here's what's happening. I'm not going anywhere.
She must just not have thought about it in the moment, because I think it seemed like it was a voiceover when she talked about realizing that nobody was filling up her tube. And so she was just taking account of who was getting help and who wasn't getting help. And so I don't know if I would have even thought of that in the moment of like, okay, guys, well, like, you're not filling up my tube, but if I'm the one that goes out, I'm taking, like, I have a battle pass. Like, yeah, I think I could. I don't know if I would think of it, but I will from the future. Now I'll be thinking about that. Be like, ooh, I will. Super Tan, there should have been less people safe, or at the very least make them everyone eligible to be dragged in the battle match. Exactly. So then, like, not putting sand in someone's thing could be, an indicator, like, oh, you didn't really want me to be here. I'm going to pull you into the battle match, you know?
Yeah.
So it would have helped expose some people a little bit better, because it's basically the people that it was exposed that they're not working with certain people, but you couldn't touch them because they're safe. So there's a little bit of a flaw there in how the mechanics.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, Philly. So I feel Josh, Natalie, and Spencer came into the game with a disadvantage, not knowing anyone. They need to take each other to the end if they want to win. Billy gets to the end, it's over for everyone else. 100%. Yeah. I'm feeling right now it's going to be a Josh, Natalie final two. That's kind of what it just feels like. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the final four drag is going to work. I'm feeling like Billy's probably going to leave next. So the final four. Okay, I can't even start even thinking about it. Just okay, Jojo. It's okay, but you know that's what's probably going to happen. You know it is.
I don't know.
It's the game move, though. If you want to win.
Let Billy win.
Do you know, Phil? Billy has it in the bag if she makes final two with Moon on the jury. Exactly. Super Tan agrees with me. I think Billy is out next. They have to realize that she's a jury threat. Of course she's a jury threat. She hasn't cast a vote for anybody. Like, everybody loves Billy. Like, she's actually been playing a really good game, but it's also very clear that she has friends everywhere. And everybody in this particular game wants to win as well. So it's for some money. If it wasn't for money, maybe they would let Billy have the win here. But people want to take home those dollar bills, y'all.
I love when Spencer said, like, it's not a mini. Like, we gotta take a Muna. It's not a mini. I'm like, oh, that would have been a good episode title as well. So I loved the Bluff.
So Joseph says, yes, get Billy out at 5. Yes, take Jacob out at 4. Yes, and pray he dragged Natalie. He would not drag Natalie. The best case for Josh. Josh hasn't really done much, benefited from Moonra and Spencer feud. That is all. I mean, Josh has done, I think he has done some stuff that he could talk about. I think he did a good job in that round where they're selling themselves. So I think that he planted some seeds of his game in there. I think that he could do some talking, especially with having that LOS, that it's going to help him show to the jury that he's been playing all along, and he didn't even need to use an advantage that he was looking for in the beginning of the game. That got him in trouble in the beginning of the game. He didn't even need it.
Since the beginning of the game. That's the key thing with this LOS. He's had it since 4 or 5 days ago, whenever that was for them.
Yeah, but I agree, though. This is of this order, Joseph. I totally agree. Super Dan, I think that Josh has played one of the best games, to be honest, and he's in the best position to win, in my opinion. Am I going to take this draft while you have like 4 people that are still on your list and I have 1? Josh,
I just
do
picture,
it for me. Do it for me, Josh.
I mean, I just pictured a Spencer Natalie final 2, so who
no, that's so would be so for me just unsatisfying.
I think I don't know.
You know, it wouldn't be satisfying.
I'm not sad about Natalie winning at all.
In that competition, though, Josh was like, he was doing a pretty good strategy, being like, "Hey, bucket for bucket, 1 for 1," and then dumping out half the sand. cheap. I was surprised that nobody mentioned that. I thought that maybe somebody would have picked up on it and then been pissed at Josh or something. Anything else happened in that competition?
No,
really. So basically, the people that are going to be that got to the 100% first were Billy, Spencer, and Josh, which would mean that Muna, Jacob, and Natalie were eligible for elimination. And only 3 eligible to be pulled into a battle match. So the odds of them leaving were very high. So, the scramble starts happening. Jacob tells Natalie that Muna has an LOS, which I think was smart of him to mention now. And I think that Muna played incorrectly. I think that what she should have done was get somebody else in and have them drag her and stop from going into the battle match, instead of hoping that somebody wouldn't pull her in over the fear of maybe having a battle match pass or whatever it's called. So they called her bluff when she should have just have taken that out of the equation and got somebody else to be the voted
out. Yes, I think all in all, the bluff was a great idea, but the best strategic thing that happened during the the car just came in super fast. Sorry. The best strategic thing that happened during that round was Josh realizing that votes had to go on to Jacob in case Muna did play an LOS during the vote. But he didn't let Billy know. So even though there were 2 votes on Jacob, if Muna and Billy had also voted Jacob, Jacob would have been eliminated without the LOS even coming into play. Now, what happens then is Muna plays her LOS not to be dragged with Jacob. Jacob goes to Natalie to drag her, and Josh had said he would use the LOS on her. So if he passed her...
Would that mean that Jacob would just go home without doing the battle match?
That could have been wicked. So
I just thought it was a bad play for Muna to pretend like she had something that needed to be used that round. Like, so they're just like, whatever, so she's gonna use it. Like, okay, we'll just make her use it. I don't think that the fear was enough. I think that she should have gotten the vote 100% on someone else and stopped the drag.
Yeah. I think I don't think she started off the round strong, and then she went for it with the bluff, and it just didn't work out. But it could have worked out if she started off the round saying, like, I've got these 2 things, I'm fine. Natalie or Jacob are going, make those 2 fight for the votes to stay. And then not even have to worry.
If, get all the votes on Natalie gets stopped, second thing on Jacob again, and have Muna get pulled into the thing instead of her. See, it seemed as though she lost sight of the game and instead wanted to play an LOS successfully, because her desire to play the LOS successfully made her lose sight of the fact that she still could be dragged in, and that people may not be scared of her bluff of the battle pass. Like, okay, well, she'll use the battle pass, and then Natalie would go in or not. So
yeah.
I think her desire to play the successful LOS was, it got in the way of her thinking strategically correctly.
Especially because she didn't, her one vote was not the majority vote to get Natalie voted out, to potentially drag Jacob instead of Muna. So yeah, Josh was so good.
Dad says, can we talk about how good Josh was this episode, though? His plan to split the votes was very smart. Absolutely very smart. Like, how he's just like laying, was it on like a washing machine or the counter or something? Just laying around, having people come to him. Super 10 also said, I was confused why Muna told Billy to vote for her, because if Billy and Muna had voted for Jacob, then Muna could have kept her LOS and saved herself in the drag. Exactly. I think she thought that by her having being so confident that she's not going anywhere, like, oh, I'm good. I think that she thought that she would spook everyone else from dragging her. And if it has to be used this round, they're just going to take that risk and see what happens. So, yeah. Sorry, Muna didn't play that correctly, in my opinion. So, what else happened? That's basically kind of was just like running around a bit, being like, go vote for me, don't vote for me, vote for me. I have an LOS. You have an LOS. She has an LOS. And then we're at the battle match, or at the elimination anyways. And so Moon has a few, things that she's wanted to do in this game. And so she pulls out her LOS, saying that she wants to say that she's been able to play an LOS successfully. So she does give an LOS to the Sequester bot, and it was concluded that she did play this correctly. And she runs around the property a little bit, super excited. But in my head, I was like, but you're still going to get dragged, honey. You don't keep you safe. You think that she forgot that it doesn't keep her safe?
No, I think she probably saw the writing on the wall and was just that excited that she did get to use an LOS successfully. Since the beginning of the episode, I thought, okay, can we fast forward to just Muna and Jacob battling it out? Because it's definitely going to happen. The fact that both of them didn't have safety, especially. So there was no surprise about the elimination. The LOS play, where the votes went, the fact that people were trying to call her bluff.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad because I knew she was really excited about in that moment, but I knew 100% she was just going to be dragged. And then we obviously, as the audience, knows that she doesn't have the battle pass. And so even though she played it successfully and she's very happy about this, I knew that she was most likely going to be going in, especially also knowing that Josh has the LOS that he was planning on using on Natalie. So I knew she was going in no matter what. So I was just kind of like, oh. But now she was kind of threatening in a way, Jacob being like, it would be the cowardly move to pull her in.
That was a stretch, in my opinion.
Okay. I'm just like,
I don't think at this point, God, no. It's final 6. It's Muna. Why not bring her in to go for another world to battle? Yeah. One of them had to go at final 6, Jacob or Muna, in my opinion. So even if Muna came back, I don't think people would be upset, clearly, but they're not going to be like, oh, this is the absolute worst, because one of the two had to go. I'm sure Jacob's the preference choice to come back. Or the preferred choice.
Jacob says that the jury got way too excited when Muna was defending herself and forced Jacob to pick Natalie for the battle match. Did the jury's excitement give Jacob that aha moment to justify his call out of Muna? I mean, probably. Like, she's doing like all these flashy things, like even playing an LOS successfully is going to look favorable in front of a jury. It's a move that they can see clearly that she doesn't have to explain. She's like, I knew I had the votes. I played this correctly. Like, Jay West gave me this LOS and I played it correctly. They're going to want to see me do well. Like, I could see that maybe Jacob being like, well, let's see if you played that correctly. Let's see if you have the Battle Master played correctly as well. And we'll see what's going on.
Yep.
And Spencer was also really surprised that she lied, and she lied so well too, because when she did end up getting dragged by Jacob, Natalie was like, use it. And she's just like, I didn't have it. I don't have it. And so that's what I'm saying. She outplayed herself a little bit because they just were like, it doesn't matter. She's going to play it. Like, they didn't have to worry about her. And they stopped making sure that she wasn't going to be going in because they thought that she had to save herself. And so I think she misplayed the bluff.
Yeah.
Misplayed the bluff.
Chucks.
Superdad says, yeah, the jury definitely shouldn't have cheered because it put a target on her back. Well, the target was already on her back, but it just didn't help. Nope. Joseph said, bless Muna's heart. I get what she was trying to say. She wanted to stay and continue to fight, but that was weird. Yes, we all wanted Muna to stay. We all wanted Muna to figure out the right thing to say in order to get Jacob to not pull her. But I think that you're right. Muna and Jacob couldn't both be in the game anymore. It just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen.
No.
So did you notice the other Sequester music that was playing? So from the Sequester minis, like between rounds?
Yes.
That music was playing at this point. Yes. I want to hear the whole soundtrack, okay?
Brings heart palpitations.
Right? And you're just like, okay, let's just try to look normal in my room.
Or unnormal, whichever, just yourself. Like,
so Muna's safe. Jacob had the second highest number of votes thanks to Josh splitting the votes. And he does in the end decide to drag Muna with him into the battle match. I knew it was coming. I didn't really see him pulling Natalie in there because if he wanted to come back, I think he does want to take Natalie to the end, thinking that she would be the best person for him to potentially win beside. So I didn't really see him picking anybody other than Muna out of the two of them.
No.
And okay, so Puzzle Me is the battle match challenge. What do you think of this challenge? Can you describe it for me, for us?
Well, you know me, whenever an elimination happens, I fast forward the episode to find out who stays and who goes, unless I'm impartial and I'm like, whatever. I very much wanted to see who stayed or who went. And as soon as I saw the word manifest with my little finger pressing 25 plus, let's get there. It felt like it just stung a little bit that was the word that took Muna out of the game. I assume that, wordplay, the fact that she's a spoken word poet, that she would probably do pretty well, but Jacob's a smart guy too, so I thought it was an even deal.
Well, I thought it was a misdirect because when he was like, well, like, I know that there's no words that have F in the middle of a word, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? Who taught you that? I feel like there's like thousands. Pardon?
Yeah. It's
like
there could be an F can be at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Yeah.
I'm like, end, maybe with a T. But anyways, point being, I was like, is Jacob like going to not even be thinking about having words with an F in the middle? But I was like, but this could be the misdirect. And the fact that she's a poet and she does well with words, I was like, maybe it's them making us feel as though Muna was going to win and that Jacob was going to lose. But Jacob did indeed in the end win. And I realized that I was rooting for Jacob. I was.
It's okay. You're allowed to.
I think it was because she poorly played that round. Yeah. She would have not have been in the battle match at all. I think, and she played the round incorrectly. And so I wanted Jacob, who played that particular round better, still got voted in, but better than she did. I was rooting for him to win this battle match.
Okay.
You can rebuttal me.
No, but of course I understand. I could. There have been few battles where I'm like, I don't want that person. Like, I'm kind of sometimes okay with both people going, not wanting to see either person go. So when it came down to it, I thought, may the best person win here, and I was hoping it was Muna, but Jacob's a great player, and yeah, going into Final Five with Jacob's going to be some fireworks next week.
Yes. And I also think, though, that Jacob has already burned his bridges with Muna. Like, he potentially would not have, like, if Muna had the battle pass and then he just had to go against Natalie, nobody's going to really hold it against him. Or if he beat her and came back in, she would probably still maybe vote for him. So I think that he was also saving face there with taking Muna, who he doesn't expect to have her vote necessarily, and he's already gone up against her once. I don't know. He's already put her in there once. Like, they've been fighting through this whole game. Why potentially burn another bridge when you don't have to? So I think that it was the right decision for him to pull her, regardless of whether she had the battle pass or not.
Yeah.
It was sad, though. It was sad because I did want to see her do well. She was fighting, as you know, she was pointing out for the last couple episodes. Definitely put in a good fight.
I think she came in 6th place on her very first mini.
Oh, so maybe like just because she's getting used to it being a live game, it's a little bit of a different kind of strategy. So maybe she'll win the next one. Super Dan, I thought the Sequester music was out of place, but I love the music so much that I didn't mind it. I liked hearing it because it reminded me of minis, and I watched so many minis during the summer that it was a nice little like reminiscence of like seeing so many of these people emerge as players. So I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Did anything else happen in this episode that you want to talk about?
I don't think so. No.
So yeah, so I guess I'm going to say my order quickly. So I believe, I did already, but you can do yours after. So I feel as though Billy's in the top position to win if she doesn't get kicked out next round. I'm just going to talk about the order of the people, the final 5. So Billy, Josh, Jacob, Natalie, Spencer would be my order of most likely to win if Billy doesn't get taken out this round.
Okay, and then mine would be Billy, Josh, Natalie, Jacob, Spencer.
Okay. Pretty much the same. Same, except for just that one switcheroo. I don't think we can win it, though. But we'll see. We'll see. Did you guys in the comments have any other thoughts about this episode? Super Tan, Joseph, Philly Phil, Sam. Thanks for hanging out with us. It was so short this episode. We were short, too. We're only 43 minutes so far.
And I have to pee, and I'm at 10%, so perfect.
Who, Jojo? What do you mean? Okay, hold on. Super Tan has his predictions. If you're a he, sorry if I missed pronoun you. Predictions: Billy 5, Jacob 4, Spencer 3, Natalie 2, Josh 1. Okay. I mean, I do think that Billy is going to be out next episode, but I was saying like the ranking, like that's if this is where the final 5 people, like this is how people would win. I do think Billy is going to be out next though. So then my order would be Billy would be 5th. Natalie, I think Spencer would be 4th. Natalie would be 3rd. Jacob would be 2nd, and Josh would be 1st, I guess is how. Maybe. I don't know. Super sad. Remember when I predicted Spencer first boot and y'all thought I spoiled it?
How things have changed.
Thanks, Super Tad, for reminding us that you didn't spoil us. Thank you. Well, that's pretty much all that we have for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know it's on a different day than Mondays, but most likely we'll be back next Monday to talk about the second to last episode, if it's not the finale as well. And let me know if you want us to cover Drag Race US. I don't know. I haven't been feeling it. So
Love UK.
I love the UK. I'm so excited
tomorrow.
by it. But I haven't been that loving it as much. Yeah. So anyways, let me know if you guys are really interested in maybe doing like the first 4 episodes or 5 episodes. Like, I don't know. I know it's gonna be. I'm excited to see how it all shakes out. But I do believe that Buddha Billy will most likely be out next, even though she's most favored to win in her position right now. But I think that they'll turn on her and she'll be. They're too smart. They're not gonna let her go, and they're not as loyal as she is. And just to remind everybody, please subscribe right down below. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to do this by the end of the month if we could. Just like 300 and something left to go. That's nothing, guys. Share this with your friends. Tell me any other shows that you want us to cover over here, and maybe I'm thinking of doing Bling. Was it Bling Dynasty?
Empire?
Empire, yes.
Ooh.
Have you watched any of it?
I watched like the first half an hour. It was fun. I'm just not my type. I like competition reality. Blown Away.
Was it like? Okay, maybe I can do Blown Away, but I watched like the first like 4 episodes of Bling Empire, and I like it a lot. It's pretty messy.
I like the.
It's better than the Housewives.
Oh God, yeah. I like the cast. I don't follow Housewives, but I get the appeal.
It's pretty good. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. But other than that, I love you guys. I'll see you next week. We'll be doing. Have we done the Bachelorette this week? What day is it today? Wednesday. We'll be doing the challenge tonight. So I'll see most of you guys later on tonight for the challenge recap after the episode. Love y'all. Ciao.